There is, of course, prizing on the line. These teams are in the round of 32, right? Nope, they're in the round of 64.
This is round of 64. Moving on will get you into that sweet, sweet Blizzbucks at the bottom of this graphic right here.
Yeah, round of 32 and round of 16 get BattleNet balances. 32 is 300, and then getting the 9 to 16 place is 600. And then from there, the round of 8 is where you start making the actual bucks. The actual money.
Actual bucks. Not Blizzbucks. Actual
Right.
bucks.
Actual bucks. Not to mention the fact that in the round of 8, which will be casted in 2 weekends, on the official Blizz Heroes channel,
Yep.
there is there's a little more at stake too, because the top 2 teams, or the top 2 teams who haven't secured a spot yet, will secure a spot for the America's Championship. And that's where you start getting into regionals with the potential of Blizzcon and getting to play at Blizzcon.
So it's funny to think that like the top 3 teams, if all of them get back into these top 8, it's going to be whoever finishes highest that's not those top 3 to move in, which potentially could be, 4th and 5th place. It's absolutely interesting because also if you beat somebody and like you get up there, you could even have like tiebreakers. It's really cool. But that is what they're fighting for. There's a lot on the line here, not only Blizzbucks, but real bucks. And then, of course, our championships coming up. September draft, however, is underway. And we are going, for some strange reason, back to Haunted Mines, Gilly. Let's see it.
It is interesting how much we have seen the Haunted Mines lately, but it feels like we do kind of have these phases where Battlegrounds will come in and out of favor. And maybe this is Haunted Mines' time to shine. At one point, have first pick, first ban. They've banned Leoric. Panda Global are going to ban Sylvanas. And we've seen every time we've had Haunted Mines, somebody has banned out the Sylvanas.
Yeah, they definitely have. But with the Jaina as a first pick here from 1 point, leading into not only Zagara, but the savior of the Templar. This, I think, is our first Tassadar that we've seen today.
Tassadar on this battleground is so awesome. He can shield structures, and you can even build into that and make your shields on structures extra strong. He can get a mule, and you basically can leave him as like the solo defender versus a golem and really just continually push with the rest of your heroes and your golem, even if you maybe just like even out and get an even number of skulls. But 1 point, even though they're up against the Tassadar, have decided to go ahead and grab Zeratul. So they're going to have Zeratul and Uther for that Divine Shield.
Yeah, the picks have actually come fairly quickly, because not only that, but Sylvanas is going to be joined by a Mirrodin band. So no brawly little dwarf here today. But still, I mean, this is definitely very different to our power rankings that we've been seeing a lot of in these last few days. I mean, the Leoric band is cool. Sylvanas is, I think, 100% banned on all the Haunted Mines that we've been to. Right. But that left us, Jaina, Kael'thas, Zagara, Zeratul. And there's the Jaina, there's the Zagara. But then the Zeratul gets through to the first pick round, or the second picks of the first picking 1 point. It's kind of confusing to say a little bit, but the gist of it is he wasn't picked up in a first round.
Right. And that really just attests to the battleground we're on. Haunted Mines is a whole different ballgame. It can be very snowbally, and you really need to have some different tools in your pocket for this battleground. Sylvanas, normally not so important, is extremely important here because of the fact that she can shut down structures and keep them from attacking a golem, which really limits the defense versus a golem. 1 point are going to ban Johanna, so Mirrodin and Johanna banned.
So, all right, this is really strange. Strange but fascinating at the same time. Panda Global goes into Zagara Tassadar. And then we have 3 warrior bans. Johanna's out, Leoric's out, Mirrodin's out. So the usual suspects for a double warrior comp are out. That leaves us into a Nubarak here from Global Panda. But 1 point, did they shoot themselves in the foot by not taking an early warrior? They can't get Johanna, they can't get Leoric. Mirrodin's out, now Nubarak is out, so they're left into either Arthas or Tyrael, and it is actually going to be the Arthas for 1 point. He's going to be packed up with the Tyrande on top of that. Panda Global, I don't think is very interested in fighting whatsoever. I think they're just going to try to augment the Zagara Tassadar to push and push and push.
Yeah, 1 point, though, have the summons and the ghost set. So if they're able to use that, it's basically the same as having the Black Arrow for Sylvanas. Once they get to 10, they can throw that out with the golem, and for, I believe, 20 seconds, no structures are attacking. So that is a long amount of time when you have to rely only on the damage that you are putting out yourselves as your heroes to be able to defend versus a golem. That's a pretty interesting lineup from both teams, and like I mentioned, it's all because we're on the Haunted Mines.
Yeah, the Haunted Mines really has shown itself to be a very different meta coming back and forth into these picks, and a lot of like stranger combinations that we haven't really been seeing in a lot of these other games. For example, like the Tassadar first round pick. He's a fantastic hero, don't get me wrong. He's the savior of the Bloody Templar for that matter. But coming into it as a first round pick here, Panda Global is saying, all right, you're going to get Zeratul. That's fine. We're going to take a Tassadar. And one point said, well, that's not enough to dissuade us at all. They also have, on one point, the support and a half. They got Tyrande to go with that. So the CC train from Arthas, Uther, Tyrande, is that going to be enough to take down Unubarak, who can shield himself and Burrow Strike, Tassadar, who can go invulnerable? Because like those are your really only two frontliners at this point. Like, can they actually get any kind of value from this fighting makeup? Whereas Panda Global is all about disengage and push.
Yeah, they're disengaged push. They've got a lot of sustain coming out too because of the Tassadar and the Rhaegar. So it's going to be a very aggressive versus very push-heavy and disengaged. And we'll see which one reigns supreme here as we are loading into the Haunted Mines. Panda Global will be once again in blue with Daihu, Lex Uther, Zeus, Evan Drinde, and Barcode.
Evan Drinde. It's Spanish, I wonder. I don't know. Either way. Flip side, it is going to be the guys that are down 1-0. It is 1 point. And they need to get 1 point here if they want to take us into a game 3. But Solus, Totalist, Yuki, Peruvian, Jedi, and Doc Destroy going to be making up the team there on red. Let's look at some of the first level talents. We do actually have a Siphoning Arrow coming out here from the Pandas. So it could be a Duelist build, Q build coming out there from that Vala. We do got actually a little bit more of a Conjurer's Pursuit for Tassadar. That's a little bit more tame than I was expecting. But the Corpse Feeders, this is 100% going to be big push aggression. Look at the 4-1 split. Zeus, bottom, should get a lot of regen globes by the minute 30 mark. Should get 3, if not 4. And then this top lane is going to be Beetles and Roaches that take less damage. They're going to try to drain out this ammo as quick as they can.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Corpse Feeders pickup is for, is to drain ammo, and you see them already dropping down. They are going to actually get 4 members up here from 1 point to try to stop this push. They know that their push is not as strong. The Impale goes down on Totalist. Will they be able to take him out? The Infested drop just barely not going to be in time to get Totalist, but already that low, he's got to go back.
Now, Peruvian Jedi is just kind of sitting there thinking maybe I can jump in. He is going to get a little bit of damage on top of Barcode, but ultimately he's not really going to get a huge amount of value out of it. And now Arthas, now missing, has to kind of come back, and he's going to take his time. This means it's a good time to push. Again, look, the Roaches, they came down, they soak up all that ammo, and the ammo's already gone. 2 minutes and a bit in, this is just free pushing now.
Yuki is going after Evan Drinde, and Barcode are both taking a lot of damage. Daihu's going to have to burrow charge right out of there. Daihu, by the way, did pick up extended spikes, so increasing the range of Impale.
Yep.
Not going to be Regen Master there or the Beetle build, at least initially. Seasoned Marksman for Zeratul, so another not Regen Master. A lot of times teams, because you spend so long in the mines, don't often prioritize those Regen Master or Conjurer's Pursuit, although we do see a couple of them just because you are missing out on generally a lot of laning time while you're in the mines.
A double lane map like this is actually the weakest for stacking in terms of the globes, but the skeletons do count towards season. They count as minions. So they count towards season. It's one of the better ways to go, but you know, these minions, they don't actually stack towards any orbs because they don't drop any. And speaking of dropping, Solus might actually drop here. Totalist is now going to be the big damage getter. Doc Destroy into the back. Wow, Evan Drinde onto the side. He's just landing so much damage on top of that Jaina, but now they're collapsing on top of him. He's nowhere near Lex Uther. Lex will get off that heal, and Tyrande is going to be the one to drop. Yuki and crew now actually going to be running for the hills. Tail between their legs, and level 3's coming into it, but Skull's advantage so far have actually held. Oh, okay, there we go. Finally, the map positioning is kicking in, and Panda Global should actually take a bigger golem here, at least initially.
They know that Zeratul is still around here somewhere, and actually there goes the Oracle from Zeus to reveal him. So Zeratul is out of here. Meanwhile, on top, Daihu being chased down by 3 members of 1 point. We've talked about this before. The respawn timers are very short here, so at least with the first one, you can come back in. A great plasma shield saves the life of Lex Luthor. They're now at 44 skulls. A lot of times teams are totally fine with about that amount, 40 or up. They can leave, they can go heal up, they can rest assured knowing that they didn't lose anybody. They've only lost one person, they haven't lost anybody, and they can go and pick up some merc camps instead.
Peruvian Jedi is not really going to get a big target. He might actually decide to try to jump on top of Lex Luthor. It's one of the only targets that he can jump onto, but as he comes down into here, he will see that creep tumor. We do got the ping on top of the Peruvian Jedi there, but the skulls are down. Daihu has actually gone right through them, picked up a few, but it's not exactly going to be the end all. Soulless looks like she will make her escape, and same will actually for everyone. There doesn't seem to be a single death to be had here. And Panda Global, I think you said it a little bit, just too perfectly there. They should have been able to be okay with 44 and go for the mercs. And unfortunately, this is just not getting them any value. They went down, got 3 skulls out of it, no takedowns, and now they're back up to the top and nothing to show for it.
Yeah, I'm interested that they didn't go after mercs, but they're still going to be able to pick up their giants here. They also could have maybe just pushed a lane while it took them one point a while to pick up that golem, but instead, they are going to be picking up their giants now to help them defend. Also to help them defend, Tassadar did pick up reinforced structure at level 4. Plasma Shield's going to be stronger and last longer when it's on structure, so we'll see him with the defense, and already he's set up for that.
So last round we saw a backdoor Avatar, but that was on Barcode. This time he's on the Zagara. The Zagara is definitely looking to push. He has the corpse feeders, now the Venom Spines. If I have to guess, it's going to be a battle momentum at level 7. But this Tassadar is now taking the role of kind of being like the defender. He has the Conjurer's Pursuit for the mana, not offensive at all. Reinforced structure, I wouldn't be surprised to see a mule coming down.
Absolutely. And now, because they've got that Tassadar who can defend so well, the rest of Panda Global are going to go on the offense and push. There is the shield going down on the tower. Already the golem is down to half health, and even Zeratul seems to be going down, trying to help this down along, and Jaina has been taken out, so there's no defense here up top versus Panda Global. They're going to get a fort out of this.
And it's very hard to take down Zeus, and Zeus's ponytail is actually really out of place, but still, hey, enough aggression, and you actually yield yourself that takedown, and Tassadar will enter that void once more, but still, is this enough to actually take down this fort? It will, but they're so far behind compared to the push coming out from Panda Global. They're already on this keep gate, and that gate is not going to be lasting very long. Again, like you throw down these roaches, it sucks up so much ammo. There's the mule we were talking about there from the Tassadar. That is coming out. The battle momentum is here as well from our Barcode players. So these pushes just are getting deadlier and deadlier as the levels start counting up.
And that was a perfect push by Panda Global because they took out the towers and gate, but they didn't overstay their welcome. They didn't try to put damage on the keep because they knew they probably wouldn't be able to get it, and Tirana does have the mule there. Evan Drinde and Soulless going toe-for-toe there, but for now, Panda should be able to pick this up unless we're going to see 1 point really try to engage in here. It does not look like it.
All right, but Peruvian Jedi, he's in that position for some of the body blocks. Unfortunately, it's just not enough to get that Lunar Blaze, or the Lunar Flare, to land, but it's enough pressure here from 1 point to get these guys off that mercenary cap, and they will be able to take home those mids. I lied, they already capped it. Never mind. So they're able to clean it up. There's not a lot of value to come out here, but Panda Global does remove the threat of it going to their opponents. Level 8s are here. We have a mule on both sides, Gilly, and it is that Tassadar. The flip side, it's Tyrande. But again, like, this golem is already to the keep. The gate is down. We didn't get nearly the same value out of that push, despite the fact that both defenders died.
Yeah, that just really goes to show the fact that that Tassadar with that reinforced structure is very good at defending. And now Panda Global are pushing in here. I don't know, do they see Soulless and Yuki here? They come in anyway, and Lunar goes down on top of Evan Drinde, but it will be Zagara who looks to go down as she was caught in that Frozen Tempest. A good pickup there from 1 point means they are nearly about to pick up their heroic abilities.
And there's the escape coming up from Daihu, using that Anubarak Burrow Strike to his advantage. Throws out the stun just for the extra disengage, but didn't actually need it. We don't have those heroics yet for the teams, as they are about to hit 9, and now there we go, 10, finally. But still, map positioning is actually good here from 1 point. They're pushing into the top. They just pushed into the bottom there as well. Forts are down from both sides. All we have to do is just get together and use the power of the death ball coming in. Both teams are basically going to be 10 when they finally get into those mines, and we're going to have to see who gets the bigger golem out of it.
We've got a little bit more of a setup here for 1 point as they were able to pick up their heroics before. So they're setting up right around those very high-yielding small skull camps, and they've got one of them now, whereas Panda Global just now starting to kind of enter the fray here. So the skulls so far very much in favor of 1 point. But Panda Global, the rest are here. Void Prison goes down on Zeus and Evan Drinde. Can they make something happen off of it?
Well, it's going to be the Starfall. I didn't see a Blizzard go down, but we saw that Syndragosa. Here comes that strafe coming out there as well, but the Maul is good. Jaina's actually going to drop. The Maul was really good. It kept them down, and everybody's still alive here from Panda Global. Peruvian Jedi is going to be very low on this one. Evan Drinde and those arrows was not able to seal the deal, but Totalist is now kind of left to his own devices, and unfortunately on the wrong side of that line of scrimmage. He's going to drop, and it's a 3-4-0 swing, and it might be 29 skulls to the name of 1 point, but it's going to be 31 by the end of it here for Panda Global, and they could easily go for this big guy. The death timers are not super short, but they should be long enough to yield an advantage here.
That was an amazing devouring maw, but I want to point out that Jaina picked up Ring of Frost instead
Did
of
she
the Wall of
actually?
Ice. She has Ring of Frost.
What?
Ring of Frost. Okay, so maybe Ring of Frost around the Void Prison, and then you've got Cinderosa Starfall. It's definitely more Wombo-y, but I don't know if we're going to get to see it because...
you don't hit anybody in the middle of the Ring of Frost.
I know.
It's called a ring. It's not called a circle of frost.
Well, maybe when they're trying to, like, run away?
Oh, I don't even know about that one. All right. Either way, hey, 71 skulls coming to the Global. They did actually have the skull advantage. Now, they don't exactly have a sippy cup there to hit, but at the same time, 71 skull golem is going to be marching on top of that keep, and you know that there's going to be a Tassadar defending on this with that reinforced structure, with that mule, and with that disconnect. But still, all right. Now, I'm not wrong in that, right? Ring of Frost is an actual ring of damage. It has a dead spot in the middle and, of course, the dead spot around it. You have to be...
No, it's just the ring. Like, the dead spot. Oh, yeah.
The dead spot in the middle doesn't do damage. And then it's the ring, and then there's nothing past that.
But it does freeze them so that they're... It's basically like Numbing Blast, right? Like, it holds them and it roots them in place. Yes. So maybe they're, like, looking at that plus Starfall on top. So... if they hit that, but maybe behind the Void Prison, then when they're trying to, like, run out of the Void Prison, run away to get back to their team, then they run into it, and then you can Syndragosa Starfall on top of it. But
it's a nice idea as a Wombo. The problem is, like, are you going to be... there's so much that can go wrong into that. An errant stun. You only got Tassadar who can go invulnerable out of it. There's a Maw that screws up the entire order. Putting this much effort into a Wombo, I think, is... very, very high risk, high reward.
Oh, yeah. But they are down in this match. They're down a game. Maybe they feel like they need to do something like this to come back. I'm assuming they've at least practiced something like this. All right, so...
maybe?
Anyone who gets caught in the ring, by the way, does get chilled.
Yep.
So already they will take a lot of extra damage from her combo. They're going to be slowed coming out of it too. Slows from that, and then slows from Syndragosa if they can get some picks from it. It's an interesting pickup. There's a reason why we never see it. It is always water element.
It's too hard to use. Like, consistently it's too hard to use. There's a 1.5 second cooldown. Anything can happen in that 1.5 seconds. But, as we get back into the game, we do have a 71 skull golem now pushing out into the top. It does look like Tassadar is actually going to join the fray. So he's not going to be down here shielding anything. He's probably still going to summon that mule. But at the same time, the 71 skull golem, you know that these guys are itching for a fight.
Sharonda's mule has gone down. Evan is already strafing in, throwing out damage. The mule is gone, and so is the sport. There's the Ring of Frost into the Syndragosa, into a Starfall. The Ancestral Heal has to go down on Evan Drinde, but it looks like Zagara might go down, and she will fall. Peruvian Jedi had that Divine Shield, but it is done not before taking out the Rhaegar, but Zeratul will fall. So far, 2 for 1. Zeus doing a lot of work with that Archon, but is going to have to get back. A new Barak falls. Only Evan and Zeus remain. Tassadar is gone too, and they've successfully defended this death push from Panda Global.
Well, yes, but no. They still lost the keep. And will we actually get the same kind of value out of this bottom lane? Vala's still alive. And even Drinde is going to be able to come down here, multi-shot it down. I'd be very surprised to see that this keep actually equals out. But, you know, you see 1 point. They're thinking, can they actually make this happen? Unfortunately, Death Timers are not on their side. And this keep living will get muled up. It might have been a bad fight for Panda Global, but they got the objective of getting not only their golem through the keep and into the core, but they also traded out successfully against the keep there as well.
Now the golem is on core, which means 1 point cannot afford to lose another mines. And now once Tassadar is ready, he will be able to drop the mule down to heal that keep back up. And we don't see any aggression from 1 point. They can't really engage into here. Both teams are on the same in terms of levels and talents. Each one just now picking up their level 13 talents. In fact, Zeratul still trying to decide whether he wants Wormhole or I think Greater Cleave is there, perhaps?
Greater Cleave at 16.
Oh, okay. I can't remember what the other thing is there that we sometimes see. But
Wormhole or Assassin's Blade are typically the two you see.
Assassin's Blade, yes.
But if you do an Assassin's Blade against this comp, you have a lot of cojones.
And you don't have the Wormhole, which is
why you have a lot of cojones.
Yeah. 3 Shrink Rays in the game, 1 on the side of Tassadar, 2. 1 for Uther and for Tyrande, so really focusing on being able to reduce damage, slow people down, try to get a pickup off of that.
So it is the Wormhole there. Few spell shields going out of that. Full utility Tassadar. Absolutely full utility at this point. Zeus is basically the support and a half. Peruvian Jedi does get caught out a little bit. Evan Drinde with the strafe. Didn't see that Wormhole coming, gets very little out of it. It might only be a 60-second cooldown, but that is a big window now for 1 point to try to abuse. Nobody went down. They were able to successfully push up, but no way. Are they going to come down into this one? Are they going to? There's so much baiting going on here. Look at this.
They have to see it.
Look at this. Oh, my.
Oh, well, Uther, okay, so some are going to go in. There is the Burrow Charge into. The Ring of Frost is there, but nobody to capitalize on it.
Hit Evan Drinde and Zeus, but yeah, like, man, like, there was so much spam on top of that entrance. At 1 point, it's like, nope, 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 but now the mines are up, and unfortunately, they're just nowhere near. This could easily be a 40, 50, 60 skull golem going immediately over to the Pandas.
Yep, they've got 30 already, 40 now picked up. And everyone from 1 point is trying to come in. No Lunar Flare on top of Zeus, but a Hammer of Justice will be able to hit him. Archon goes down. Evan is in with the Hungering Arrow. Here is the Cinder goes into the Starfall, but there's not going to be the Ring of Frost because it was just used. So many members, though, of Panda Global are very low, but the health bars are dropping rapidly for 1.2, and Arthas will fall.
Arthas will fall. Zeratul somehow living. Peruvian Jedi with the jukes. Evan Drinde is saying, I don't know where he went. So he's just going to give that right back up. Goes back to the team. Arthas is the only casualty there. But remember, we also use that Ring of Frost a little bit early as well. So it might have been a good capitalization for Evan Drinde, but he got that strafe back up in time. And now 1 point, not only did they not have the positioning to come down here to contest skulls, it looks like they're going to get 8 to their name, Gilly. But at the same time, they didn't have that Ring of Frost, so they were down a heroic. They lost out the team fight, 92 skulls, and this is going to be on the core. And guess what? Remember that keep that was half health? It's now back to full.
Back to full. They don't need to defend versus this.
They really don't.
Yeah, it's an 8 skull golem. All 5 of Panda Global moving out. All 5 of 1 point desperately trying to push this lane as much as they can, trying to make the minions slow down the members of Panda Global, but it shouldn't take them long to be able to take down. Look at all of the AoE they have between the storms and the multi-shots. They are pushing toward winning this game and moving on to the next round.
Ooh, Doc Destroy with the flank. Unfortunately, doesn't hit anybody with it. The ring only hit Tassadar, who can easily just invulnerable right through it. Zeus and crew, they're not 16, but that's already Tassadar invulnerability down. Here goes the Maw. That's going to be the strafe. Doesn't get any kind of value on top of Solus, but it does push off the rest of the team. The Divine Shield will keep the Tyrande up. There goes Blizzard, the Starfall there as well for the zoning die, who goes right through it. They're looking for Solus, but he gets turned around on. Zagara down as well in the back. Peruvian Jedi throws down that VP to get away, and Zeus and crew, are they going to actually be able to join this golem who has gotten through those shields and is now starting to do that core damage?
The mule has dropped only 3 members here to try to attack it. They're trying to stand underneath the slam of the golem, So they won't be able to get hit on. The Ruby and Jedi is going to take out Tassadar. Lex Luthor, the only hero remaining here, is going to do as much damage as he can, but has it been enough? I think it is enough. The column is going to slam down on the core. It is down. It is 8%, 2%. GG, well played. Panda Global pick up a 2-0 in this series.
Said, they might not be winning these team fights as they push in, but they got superior positioning on that golem, and then at a 92 skull victory slam like that. They played this map basically to their own tempo. They had their level 10s. They got them not first, but they used them a little bit better. They lost out in the takedowns. It was 11 takedowns to 7. In fact, they were actually even lower level than their opponents. One Piece had the 16 talent advantage after that fight, but unfortunately, there was no opportunity to capitalize on it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm laughing because we keep calling 1 point something else. What
do we keep calling them?
You said One Piece and I said One Piece.
Did I say One Piece?
Yeah,
wow, I mean, it's a really good anime. I can't say anything about that, but 1 point will drop. They will not advance to the round of 32, and Panda Global are who we're going to be sticking with as they are now into the Blizzbucks, and they are moving on to who, Gilly?
They are going to be moving on. I do want to, while I'm looking up the bracket, pulling it up, I did want to say 1 point really brought it in that second game. The first game was totally in favor of Panda Global, but
very different quality for sure.
Yeah, it was very different. Looks like we will be moving on. Panda Global will go to face Beyond Reason. Beyond Reason.
That's a name I recognize.
Yeah. Carl the Llama, Bobby Hank Hill.
No way.
It's Bobby Hank Hill 1, 2, 3. Are there multiple?
No, that's still just him.
Falatarin, Prone, Protege is possibly in Taza. They've got like 1 million people listed, so we'll see which 5 they're actually playing.
Bobby Hank Hill's from Vortex. Isn't Taza from Vortex? I thought they went into Team Chef Boyardee or something.
I thought they had as well, but...
All right. Beyond Reason. Big names coming up as they beat the Bearded Ladies. And now Panda Global, with that bye, now into 1 point, will move on. And wow, that's going to be a heck of a match coming up. So that's going to be coming up to you guys next here on the FourCourtJester stream with Gillyweed SC.